What's up, guys? It's Thomas with the Top 40 Drummer, and today we're going to check out the song Thousand Tongues by Vertical Worship. We're going to look at the live recorded version of this, and we're just going to go section by section, break down each part, and then at the end, we'll put it all together so you can make it through the entire song. The intro of this song has two sections to it. You've got the first 8 bars and the second 8 bars. So the first 8 bars is just going to be 4 on the floor, 8 times through like this. That's it. That's the first 8 bars. Now, the second half of the intro has this hand pattern on top of it. Now, this pattern, this rhythm, is going to show up multiple times in this song. So, just to get a handle on this, your hands are going to play 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. Now, the way I think this drummer is playing this on the song, in the live recording, as best I can tell, he's doing like unison toms. So it's... Now, the only thing you have to do with that is add that bass drum 4 on the floor underneath. So all those parts together will sound like this. So you're going to play that pattern for 8 bars. So you've got your 4 on the floor for the first half, and then for the second half of the intro, you've got that tom pattern. So now moving on to verse 1, we're going to play the same 4 on the floor pattern for 8 bars. So just do that 8 times. Then we're going to add our hands back in, but instead of playing on the toms, we're going to play on the rims of the toms. So same rhythm that we had before, with that bass drum underneath. So that second half of verse 1 will sound like this. And that's it, same kind of idea. Now we're on to our first chorus. So chorus 1 has the same hand pattern as the intro, and we're back on the toms. So it sounds like this. Now, the only thing to note with this is that the choruses have kind of an interesting form to them. So what I mean by that is that you have a 6-measure idea and then an 8-measure idea. So the reason that matters is that if you're trying to play a fill to like signal the halfway point of that chorus, you want to make sure you're playing it at the right time. So you've got 6 measures and then a full 8 measures. So just try to keep track of that. So I'll play through that whole chorus section, and you'll hear it in the song where that happens. So here we go. Now moving on to the turnaround, that's just that little instrumental section between chorus 1 and verse 2. So now we're going to do that same similar pattern we've been doing this whole time, but now we're going to add a snare drum on beat 3. So it's going to sound like this. Now we're back to verse 2, and we're going to take that full tom pattern we played on chorus 1 and in the intro. Again, it's just that recycled idea over and over. So we're going to play verse 2, same pattern on the toms and the kick drum. So you're going to do that for a total of 16 times. Now we're on to chorus 2, and the song kind of just keeps gradually building as we go along. So chorus 2 has a snare on beat 3 again, and the tom pattern's a little bit more broken up. So chorus 2 sounds like this. So this is just the outline for it. You're free to fill around that, add some floor toms, take away some floor toms. You can also move the orchestration around. If you don't want to play the high tom as much, you can play the floor tom. Totally up to you, as long as you kind of have that bigger rhythmic idea going in there and that snare drum on beat 3. And same thing on chorus 2. You have 6 measures and then 8 measures, so make sure you're thinking about that when you're playing fills and cueing that repeat of that section. All right, now we're on to the instrumental section. This is the only technically tricky part of the song. The reason for that is you still have your 4 on the floor that we've been doing the entire song, and now you've got 16th notes on the snare. So you've got So the way I heard it in the recording, the drummer is adding hi-hat on those quarter notes as well. So you've got like your feet moving in unison, and then you've got 16th notes on top. Another tricky part about this is keeping your singles on the snare really low in terms of volume. So this whole section, the instrumental into the bridge, is a gradual crescendo, and it just builds through this entire thing. So you want to start super small, and by the end of the second bridge, it's going to be really big. So the first 8 bars will sound like this. That's going to continue on for 8 measures total for the instrumental. Now we're into our bridge section. So in the bridge section, it's going to be the same idea, but we're just going to add a few accents. So in the recording, the drummer adds an accent on the first beat and then plays like low 16th notes for the 4 bars after that. So it sounds like this. And then for the second 8 bars of the bridge, you're just going to do those accents more and more often as you build into that chorus 3. Now moving on to chorus 3, it's like a drum breakdown with vocals primarily. So this isn't our time to solo. We still want to keep a solid groove going, but the drum pattern's a little more broken up. So what we have is that snare drum still on beat 3, but the pattern's going to sound like this. So that's going to happen for the first 6 measures, because remember it's always 6 and then 8. For the 8 bar section, we're going to add that bass drum back in on all 4. So it's going to sound like this. Same thing on that. Feel free to add some toms. Feel free to add, some different orchestrations to it. But that's the main core idea: is that 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. Now the only thing you want to catch here is at the end of chorus 3, there's a break 2 bars before the end of the chorus. So the way I think about that is if you're on the 8 bar section of the chorus, so that second half of the chorus, you're going to break on bar 7. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7. You're going to break on beat 1. So I'll play that entire second half of chorus 3. So here we go. After that break at the end of chorus 3 with that drum breakdown and vocal part, now we're going to go into a full chorus with cymbals and everything else. So for this section, still 4 on the floor on the kick, we're going to be crashing on quarter notes. So you could play trashy hi-hats or crash cymbal, or you could crash on the ride. All we're going for is something that has a sustained sound. So we want something that will ring out and not something that's like a short hi-hat sound like that. So the pattern for chorus 4 sounds like this. Same thing, 6 and 8 for that. Now our last section is the outro. So the outro is going to have that same pattern. It's going to be an 8 measure idea, and all we're going to do is make sure we fill for those last 2 measures. So measures 7 and 8, you're going to play a fill just to cue the ending of the song. So I'll play the entire last part, the outro of this song. So that's it. That's the entire song from top to bottom. This is just an outline, just a rough summary, kind of like the spark notes for this song. You're welcome to add in extra crashes, definitely add in fills between sections. This is just to get you through the tune so you can glance at your chart, you can have some notes and you know you're playing the right part at the right time. But this is very much just an outline and an overview of this song. If you would like a copy of the chart I'm working off of, feel free to email me. Or send me a message here on YouTube. I'd be happy to send it to you. It's just the rough outline. You've got your form on the left side, you've got all your notation in the middle, the length of each section, and just some of those key notes about when to break down, when to come back in, things like that. So if you're playing at church and you're on a church gig, practice with this chart, make some of your own notes on it, and then when you get to rehearsal, you'll be prepared and the band will be happy. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.